is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Shout outs!
Oliviosaurus Rex did a cheer and said, when you were in high school and university, what were your favorite types of classes? Math, science, history, etc. For me...
One of the best classes I ever had, this is the God's honest truth, one of the best classes I ever had was religion. What? Now you might say, what? Yeah, there was a religion class.
That I took at college, university, whatever you want to call it. And that being said, it was such a good class, and the reason it was good was because this guy who taught it was so open-minded. He was like, dude, he's like, do you realize there really probably is not one true religion that's correct? He's like, listen, if you look at all the origins of all different religions, do you realize that regardless of the fact that the narrative changes, the person in the story is different, the specifics of the story is different, and do you realize that most of the major religious teachings teach the same thing? He's like, take a look, and he would basically draw these commonalities and these parallels between all of them. And he was basically like...
It doesn't really matter. He's like, there's so many people who are closed-minded in the world, and they hate on other people because you don't 100% directly believe what they believe, right? That's like me, right? That's like me. He's
like, it's such a closed-minded mentality because in reality, if you actually look at the commonalities between the religions, you can find these pretty much common moral values and goals that if you live by them, obviously, it looks like you'd have a good life and everyone would have a good life. The problem is that people get so caught up in the specifics of who and why and how and where rather than the moral behind the stories, right?
Listen, I am no moral authority on anything, folks.
That's where we get into trouble. Saying that only this one thing is the right one. Only this one person was the right religious figure, right? You see, and that's where he says you can get into this slippery slope of now you're completely flipping it on its head onto something that's not supposed to be. You know, that religion at its core is supposed to be, values and things that you live by in your life to make you a better person and to make the lives of others enriched. And when you use religion as a scapegoat to go out and hurt others and use it as a detriment to others, that is the complete polar opposite of what it was intended to do in the first place. And it was pretty interesting.
What he taught in this class blew my mind in a lot of ways. And in a lot of ways, that was the first time that my mind was open. I was like, man, I gotta have an open mind when it comes to, different things. I know you're lying.
Sometimes when you grow up in a certain place, a certain location in the world, or a certain culture, you tend to believe, well, what I believe is correct. Because that's where I was growing up with. I was inundated into this mentality, this way of thinking that what I believe is correct and what you believe is wrong. If you don't believe what I believe, that's your own fault for not having faith or whatever, right? And my complete kind of worldview changed because of this one course that I took when I was in college. And it was pretty awesome, man.
You have to be so dumb to believe this shit. Oh my god. Oh my god, excuse me, guys.
I got an anonymous dollar tip, and the person asked, why do you feel the need to address every little thing the trolls say about you? You just feed the flames that way. It's best to just ignore it. Anonymous, if you are, living under a rock or you're deaf, because it sounds like you are, I didn't bring it up. I read a shout-out, and I answered the shout-out because the person was required and or deserved an answer because of their contribution. I didn't bring it up out of the blue. I was answering something that someone asked me. There's a big difference between just harping on it myself and going on a tirade about it myself and or answering a question from someone who cheered. And if you don't understand the difference, you're pretty ignorant.
Why am I toxic? Wow. Patreon support is way down. The sponsorship is now gone. I got the chair. Shout out to DsPgaming, who did a 100-bit cheer. If I could get down on my hands and knees and say thank you and still be on camera, I would do it. Okay? I seriously would do it. I said, I only pray to Daddy Phil, God bless the Lord of Penne. Har, 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 har. Har, 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 har. Hilarious. How dare you?
And I also got another anonymous $5 tip. It says, is there a full-time or part-time job to be your son? What? I don't even understand that. I think it was an attempt at a joke. I think the joke fell flat on its face because I don't get it. Okay then. Can you rephrase in the form of something that makes sense or is funny? Because I don't think that was very successful. That pretty much fell flat on its face. I don't even understand what that was. People in the street are like, what the hell? People are weird as hell. I know, I agree. Some people, oh, this is going to be a knee slapper. This one's going to be, like, everyone's going to be guffawing on stream. Just wait. I've been saving this one up for weeks. Here we go. Let me type this out. Is there a full-time, part-time job to be your son? Return, send the tip. Here it comes. Oh, Phil's reading it. And it failed.
Huh? Man, I'm stupid.
Yeah, I'm a gamer.
Wednesday. A very different thing. I'm basically doing exactly what I did at the end of December.
If you guys aren't aware, at the end of December, I had a fundraiser where the stream was all multiplayer gameplay all day. We had the stream stats up on stream all day. If you don't know what that is, at the top of the screen, I put things such as the top cheer, the top tip, the amount of subs that we have for the month. And when I did this fundraiser at the end of December, I also had like a goal for tips and a goal for cheers for that day, okay?
I'm not here to be a whore, all right? I'm not here to beg you for money. I'm not going to sit here and beg you for fucking money. It's preposterous. Again, think about the kind of person who would stop what they're doing completely and totally ruin their content of whatever they're doing in the moment to just call out to someone who sent them $1. You know what I mean? Wow, thanks for $1. You know what? You know what those people should say instead of the stupid sound effects they play on their streams or stopping and saying a phrase? Here's what they should say. Gee, thanks for the money, dummy. Definitely as a person, I've grown, I've changed, I've become way more mature, that's for sure. Shout out the name. Oh, you sent me a PayPal donation, so-and-so, Joe Blow Splamoni. Thanks so much for the $100 you sent me. By the way, I'll never mention you again because I only do it to take your fucking money. I hate to say it, but people who probably do that don't care about the level of their content. They only care about the money you send them. I'm not the person who sits here and during my content constantly mentions, please subscribe. You're never going to see please subscribe on the screen here on my stream. That's not me. I'm not a person who constantly advertises. I'm not a person who does that. I'm good at lying.
Reason being, because I had back taxes and new taxes, all due state taxes for business, that I had not even known about because my old accountant didn't do a good job, screwed me over. And I had this big lump sum payment coming due in the middle of January. And I had no other way to pay them, so I needed your help. And you guys came out, you supported me, you cheered, subbed, and tipped. Boom, I hit the goals that I was looking for. And I was able to cover those taxes in January. In fact, I even raised a little bit of extra money that I've been saving up because I knew coming up in April, there was going to be the same exact situation coming up this time with federal taxes. Because two reasons. Number one, because I made that increased amount of money at the end of the year in December that I hadn't planned on making, now I owed even more federal taxes. Obviously, I didn't have the money to pay those extra federal taxes because I needed the money to pay these state taxes. So now I have to focus on, gee, what federal taxes do I still owe that I didn't pay in 2017 because I made more money in December than normally I would have. Number two, there's the first payment for my new federal taxes coming up in April. And honestly, that's for 2018. I don't know what it's going to be. It's based off of the new Republican tax code that was passed back in January. And no one seems to be sure, geez, is it going to be more than I usually pay? Is it going to be less than I usually pay? I don't know. That being said, you know, I don't know how much any of this is going to be. Then on top of both of those being due in April, then I was told by the state of Washington that they're going to have their assessment for the back taxes of the state taxes that I haven't paid, which is basically from the middle of 2014, excuse me, to the end of 2016. That payment will be calculated and either will be due or I'll be put on a payment plan, which is also going to start either in late March or early April. So that being said, I've got three things due. A lump sum payment for whatever is owed remaining in 2017 federal taxes, my first payment for 2018 federal taxes, and whatever this payment will start to be for these back taxes of the state, all due at once in April, and I have no idea what they are yet.
I guarantee you it's going to be thousands and thousands of dollars, all right? I can tell you right now, I don't have thousands upon thousands of dollars left over from December just sitting around in my bank account. Okay, I don't. I have a little bit of money. Yeah, maybe a couple thousand extra. Garbage content. It's all about drama and bullshit and toxicity. It's not about putting out quality stuff on YouTube anymore. But that's not going to be enough to cover it, which is why I'm doing this fundraiser. All right, now some people will saying, why is Phil running a fundraiser before he knows what he owes? Because there's no way I'll know until it's too late for me to run a fundraiser. All right, if I run a fundraiser in March or April, guess what? Cheers and subs on my Twitch channel won't count until May or June, so it doesn't help me for stuff that's due in April. All right, if there wasn't this 2-month stagger, I could do a last minute fundraiser, but I can't. I have to do it ahead of time so that if you guys cheer or sub during this fundraiser, it'll count and it'll help me to pay these taxes. That is the reason for the fundraiser in the first place. All right, so anything that you do on Wednesday, this fundraiser event that I'm going to be doing, I'll be getting credit for it, and I will have in time to help with this tax situation. All right, that's number one.
Number two, I won't know what taxes are due until probably mid to late March, because I'm going to submit all this information. I just told you guys, the next 2 days, I'm working on my taxes. I'm going to take all this information, submit it to my tax attorney. He's going to work through it and basically file my taxes for me and then tell me, here's what you owe. But it could take weeks. You know, he's not going to do it overnight like that. It's not due till April. So more than likely, I might not even know until, say, mid to late March what I owe on these taxes. So now you're really talking last minute trying to raise funds to pay them with only a couple weeks until they're due in the middle of April. Doesn't make sense. That's why I'm doing this fundraiser earlier than the taxes are due, and so that even before I know how much they are, it makes sense to do it now to try to raise as much as possible. All right?
Just being matter of fact and truthfully with you guys. That's 100% a lie and is 100% wrong. Toxic toilet juice. One final thing for people who basically are too nosy for their own good. Huh? Insane amount of disgusting toxicity.
But I've been seeing this question circulate, which is none of anyone's business, but let's go ahead and answer it anyway. But Phil, you already said you raised more money in December than you needed for your taxes, for the state taxes. What happened to that money? It's going to go towards the taxes in April, as I just said. But Phil, what if you raise way more money on this fundraiser than you need for your taxes in April? Where will that money go? It'll go to the next taxes, which, by the way, are due in June. The way it works when you're self-employed, folks, it's not how it works when you have a 9-to-5 office job or a job where you get a paycheck every week. It's not like that. The way it works is... unlike getting a paycheck every week and having the taxes just taken out automatically, what happens is you're supposed to guesstimate how much money you're going to make in a quarter, and then up front, before that quarter happens, you're supposed to pay whatever you think you're owed for that quarter coming up. So, for example, when I'm paying in April, all right, is going to be the guesstimate for how much I make from April to, like, June. I'm supposed to assume how much I'm making and pay that much. Then in June, I'm supposed to pay, like, another quarter's amount of taxes. How much money am I going to make between June and September? Guess and pay a certain amount of taxes based on that. See what I mean? So if I make more money right now with this fundraiser on Wednesday between the money that I still have from December and the new money I raise on Wednesday, if it's more than what I owe in January, or excuse me, in April for taxes, then that's going to roll over to my next tax payment, which will be due in June, etc., etc. Okay? Just being real with you guys. The way I used to do it, which is really terrible, I used to put it all on a credit card. But sadly, I just can't do that anymore. I'm not even in a situation where I can afford to put it on a credit card anymore. I don't have enough credit to put thousands of dollars of taxes on a credit card. That's how overextended I am on my credit and stuff. So that's why I have to do these special events to try to pay the taxes, you know. I've been saving up as much as I can, but I gotta do this to try to stay here in this house, you know. Just as big of a threat as it was in December that I may have to lose my house and, you know, move out of here, it's the same threat.
If I can't pay these taxes in April, and then in June, and then in September, and then in December, which is when they're due, then I have to basically sell my house in order to pay them. There's nothing else I could do, all right? I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills. I really, 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 really need your support right now, folks. You know how rude it is to ask people about money? You should not ask about fucking money. And you can't just believe everything you're told on the internet. There's no way you could just lie, and never have a fact behind it and expect this story to hold. Not everything that's said on the internet is truth. The bottom line is the more ludicrous something sounds, chances are it is ludicrous. I just don't get it. I don't understand how people are defending this fucking thing. I really don't. But I don't like making money at the expense of others. I'm saying that again. I don't like making money at the expense of the success of others. I don't find it morally right. I mean, it's rare when I have to come out and say, guys, we really need tons of money today. When do I say that, right? Very rarely, I mean, like I said, the one time was the end of last year when a tax situation came up out of nowhere. I don't feel that I'm in a situation where I do those kind of things. You know, sadly there are people out there who exploit, and they find ways to exploit constantly. People who make it all about the entire reason that I'm here today is because I need to get a certain amount of subs. That's ridiculous. That's pretty much to the point of his extortion. Let me fucking unleash the beast. You feed me more, feed me Seymour, feed me. This kind of shit needs to come out. This kind of shit needs to be exposed for what it is. It's a scam. This thing is a complete scam. It's greed. It's greed. Greed is massively strong. I have no fucking self-control. Oh my God. It's terrible. It's gross. It's for this. It's not because they love what they're doing. It's not because for the love of the game or because they're true gamers. It's for this. And this is what it's become. It's not about putting out a quality review. It's not about putting out a quality playthrough or quality stream. It's about making this. Anything for this, right? So fucking greedy. That's your fault. You created the monster. You unleashed the monster. And now your complaint is, well, the monster's too powerful to control. Well, fuck you. That's your fault. That's your fault. You created that business model. You created a flawed business model, and now you're saying there's nothing you could do about it? No, it's your business. That's insanity. That's just fucked in the head, dude. That's not normal mental behavior. We need more money. We need more money. That's what this stream is about. And tons of dumb people have fucking left. Why do you think they're my detractors now? So I gotta try to find a way to drive people back to subs and everything, right? And obviously I'm looking for more and more, you know, gonna try to grow over time. Fuck you, you fucking greedy piece of shit. Go fuck yourself.
That guy needs to be kicked in the freaking balls. He's an asshole.
You think I'm the villain? Go fuck yourself. They don't want to hear the truth. You know? Some people want to live ignorant. Oh well, I can't help those people. I don't know what else to say.
So that's why. But anyway, if I make extra money that's exorbitantly above what the taxes are, it rolls to the next tax payment. All right, just so everyone knows. People seriously, there's conspiracy theorists out there who think I have some kind of an offshore fucking bank account, right? Where I roll all my money into an offshore bank account, and one day I'm just gonna vanish from the internet and never play games again, and say, oh, you know, I fooled you guys. I embezzled $4 zillion while I was fucking doing this.
Spoiler alert. People that believe those kind of conspiracies are morons.
It's not like you've been seeing me rolling in dough. You see me with new clothes on every day. You've been seeing me wear the same shit forever. You know what I mean? Like, it's so ludicrous. But whatever. I can't even afford a new TV because my TV has massive input lag. My PS4 is on its last legs with audio issues and everything. I don't have money for that. And you're going to tell me, like, I'm saving money exorbitantly, you know, rolling money into an offshore bank account. People are nuts, all right? But I digress, folks. Wednesday should be a fun day for everyone. Even if you can't contribute, please still show up to the stream, have some fun with me, have some interaction. But if you can show up and support, it's greatly appreciated. Help me get through this hurdle in April, right? So that we can keep this house. I mean, now Kat's here. We're having a life together. Things are amazing. We want to stay here. We don't want to lose out and have to sell the house, which would be insanely bad. Please, you know, if you can, show up on Wednesday and support.
Sound good? Burn in hell, Burnell. And now I'm going to burn in hell for the rest of eternity because of it. You can't change who you are, I guess. What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar. Phil's a racist. Phil's a scammer. DSP's a pedophile. DSP is a thief. DSP is a greedy fuck.
This guy's a bitch.
I have a micro penis. Alright, I'm not dead, but I swear to God I wish I fucking was.